Coming live from the Tivoli Met Radio studio here on Auraria campus, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for listening to All Sports through Met Radio on mymetmedia.com, live every Thursday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. This is your host Gerardo, and all I talk is sports. On the show today, I am going to talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NHL hockey, college football, and college basketball. Before I start the show, I hope you all had a great week. To start off, at the middle every month, I post a video or talk about one stadium I went to, so stay tuned for future videos from stadiums across the U.S. For the month of January, I posted a video where I talked about Yankee Stadium and my experience there. You can go watch that video on YouTube. You can also view videos from the past and subscribe to my YouTube page at All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to Major League Baseball. Nicholas Castillos and the Reds have agreed to a 4-year contract. Trevor Story and the Rockies have agreed to a 2-year contract extension. Ryan Zimmerman and the Nationals have agreed to a 1-year contract. Mitch Moreland and the Red Sox have agreed to a 1-year contract. Steven Sosa Jr. and the Cubs have agreed to a 1-year contract. Pitcher Brandon Kissler and the Marlins have agreed to a 1-year contract. Pitcher Jeremy Jeffries and the Cubs have agreed to a 1-year contract. David Phelps and the Brewers have agreed to a 1-year contract. Pedro Strop and the Reds have agreed to a 1-year contract. The Diamondbacks traded for Starling Marte from the Pirates. The Nationals traded pitcher Hunter McMahon to the Twins in exchange for pitcher Ryan Harper. Pablo Sandoval and the Giants have agreed to a minor league contract. The Astros hired Dusty Baker to be their next manager. Right now I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the NFL. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to NFL football. After playing 16 seasons, Eli Manning announced he is retiring from the NFL. The 2020 NFL season will be the first time in the last 22 years that Peyton or Eli Manning won't be playing in the NFL. As brothers, Peyton and Eli Manning have earned the most money in NFL history. Tom Brady, John Elway, and Eli/Joe Montana had the most postseason game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or in overtime in the Super Bowl era. Eli Manning had 57,023 passing yards, 366 passing touchdowns, 244 interceptions, a 117-117 career record. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler, and he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP. So taking a look at Eli Manning's career in the NFL, he played his entire career with the Giants. For 16 seasons, Eli Manning was the starting quarterback for the Giants. Eli Manning was able to take the Giants to 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl 42 and Super Bowl 46, and he was able to beat the Patriots both times in those Super Bowls. The highlight of Eli Manning's career is the 2 seasons that he took the Giants to the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 42 and 46, but especially Super Bowl 42, because that season the Patriots were undefeated and they had an undefeated season. But Eli Manning and the Giants spoiled that undefeated season. In Super Bowl 42 against the Patriots, the Giants landed up beating the Patriots in Super Bowl 42, and the Giants ruined the perfect season for the Patriots that season. In both Super Bowl 42 and 46, the Giants were able to win both of those Super Bowls against the Patriots, and it was also a close game and a close score. So the 2 Super Bowl wins for Eli Manning was definitely the highlight of his career. He also had other highlights throughout his NFL career with the Giants. And we're going to have to wait and see with the type of career that Eli Manning had in the NFL. We're going to have to wait and see if he is a future Hall of Famer or if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't know if he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I could see Eli Manning making it into the NFL Hall of Fame with the type of career that he had with the Giants and in the NFL. So congrats to Eli Manning on having a great career in the NFL for 16 seasons, and we're going to have to wait and see if Eli Manning makes it into the NFL Hall of Fame and if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Last week, the Raiders announced they have officially become the Las Vegas Raiders. The Browns hired Andrew Berry to be their general manager and their executive vice president of football operations. The Broncos are hiring Mike Scioscia to be their quarterback coach. The AFC beat the NFC 38-33 in the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl on Sunday, January 26 in Orlando. Lamar Jackson was named Offensive MVP at the NFL Pro Bowl. Carcakis Kimball was named Defensive MVP at the NFL Pro Bowl. This week is Super Bowl 54. So right now, I'm going to give you a preview of Super Bowl 54. And I'm also going to talk about the 49ers and the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54 and how both teams reached Super Bowl 54. But before I get to that, this weekend is the NFL Honors, and we're going to have to wait and see what individual players win what awards in the NFL Honors this weekend, which is the night before Super Bowl 54. And we're going to have to wait and see who wins all the awards, but especially NFL MVP. The 49ers go against the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54 on Sunday, February 2nd, down in Miami. So right now I'm going to give you a preview of Super Bowl 54. The 49ers go against the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54 on Sunday, February 2nd, down in Miami. Super Bowl 54 will be at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Demi Lovato will perform the national anthem. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira will perform the halftime show. This is the 6th Super Bowl to be played at this stadium in Miami. This will be the 11th time a Super Bowl has been played in South Florida. The Miami area ranks first among all Super Bowl host cities, with New Orleans coming in at second. Super Bowl 54 will mark the conclusion of the NFL's 100th season. The NFL's first ever Super Bowl also featured the Chiefs, who lost to the Packers in Super Bowl I. This will be the first time the 49ers and the Chiefs have went against each other in the Super Bowl. The 49ers and the Chiefs had a first round bye in the playoffs, which is the 7th season in a row that both Super Bowl contenders finished as a top 2 seed in their conference. This is the first time a Super Bowl will feature 2 teams with red as their primary uniform color. Super Bowl 54 will feature new faces, young superstars, and new storylines. The 49ers had the best defense in the NFL this season, which is led by Nick Bosa. The Chiefs had one of the best offenses in the NFL this season, which is led by Patrick Mahomes. Super Bowl 54 will be the 49ers' explosive defense versus the Chiefs' explosive offense. Defense wins championships. The 49ers had the number 1 defense in the NFL this season, which was led by Nick Bosa. In the last few Super Bowls, the team that had the number 1 defense in the NFL that season, if that team reached the Super Bowl that season, that team has won the Super Bowl. And we're going to have to wait and see which team wins Super Bowl 54, but the 49ers would definitely be a favorite because of their number 1 defense they had this season. Now taking a look at the 49ers, this is the 49ers' 7th Super Bowl appearance. The 49ers went to 5 Super Bowls between 1981 through 1994, and they won all 5 of them. The 49ers appeared in Super Bowl 47, and they lost to the Ravens. If the 49ers win Super Bowl 54, they will tie the Patriots and the Steelers for the most Super Bowl victories in NFL history. We're also going to have to wait and see if the 49ers win Super Bowl 54. The last time they appeared in the Super Bowl was in Super Bowl 47. Also, the last time they played in the Super Bowl down in Miami, they won the Super Bowl. So we're going to have to wait and see if the 49ers can win Super Bowl 54 down in Miami. Richard Sherman tore his Achilles back in November of 2017, which ended up ending his season, and the Seahawks released him in March of 2018. The NFC West rival, the 49ers, signed him to a 3-year contract. In his second season with the 49ers, he made the Pro Bowl roster for the NFC, and he earned a trip to play in Super Bowl 54 for the first time since 2014 with the Seahawks in Super Bowl 49. Richard Sherman definitely has a lot of playoff experience, especially with the Seahawks, and he also played in Super Bowl 48 and 49 with the Seahawks. Jimmy Garoppolo is the only quarterback ranked in the top 5 in the NFL in 2019 with one of the highest yards per attempt, passing touchdowns, and completion percentage. Jimmy Garoppolo is a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots when he was Tom Brady's backup quarterback when the Patriots won the Super Bowl back in Super Bowl 49 and 51. Jimmy Garoppolo was traded to the 49ers by the Patriots during the 2017 season. He missed all but 3 games in 2018 due to a torn ACL. 2019 was Jimmy Garoppolo's first full season as a starter for the 49ers. The 49ers offensive assistant Katie Showers is the first woman to coach in the Super Bowl. Mike and Kyle Shanahan are the first father-son duo to each appear in a Super Bowl as a head coach. The 49ers joined the 1988 Bengals and the 1999 Rams as the 3rd team to reach the Super Bowl after winning 4 or fewer games the previous season. The 49ers ended up finishing the 2019 season with a 13-3 record, which was their first winning season since 2013. They were the best team in the NFC this season. They won the NFC West, and they were the first seed in the NFC throughout the playoffs with home field advantage. So how did the 49ers reach Super Bowl 54? Well, it all began with the type of regular season that they had, which ended up having the 49ers make it into the playoffs. In the playoffs, the 49ers had home field advantage throughout the playoffs since they were the number 1 seed in the NFC. In the divisional round, the 49ers went against the Vikings. The Vikings were able to surprise the Saints in the wild card weekend. But when the Vikings got to the divisional weekend, the 49ers took care of business, and they were not going to let the Vikings surprise them. And the 49ers were able to beat the Vikings in this game. The 49ers advanced to the NFC Championship game, and they went against the Packers. The Packers also had a decent season, and they were one of the best teams in the NFC this season. But the 49ers were not going to let the Packers beat them this time around in the playoffs after blowing them out in the regular season. Every time that Aaron Rodgers has went against the 49ers, especially in the playoffs, Aaron Rodgers cannot beat the 49ers, no matter if it's in San Francisco, in Green Bay, or when it was at Candlestick Park, or now at Levi's Stadium. This time around, the 49ers took care of business, and they were able to blow out the Packers, especially in that first half of the game with running back Raheem Morset. With the type of game that Raheem Morset had in the championship game, that led the 49ers to reaching Super Bowl 54. Even though the Packers tried to come back in the second half of this game, it wasn't enough. The 49ers took care of business, and they were able to score a lot of points against the Packers in the championship game, and they punched their ticket to Super Bowl 54 down in Miami. Now, taking a look at the 49ers roster, the reason why the 49ers are in Super Bowl 54 is because of the type of players that they have on offense and defense. This includes Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle, Raheem Morset, Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa, and Richard Sherman are just a few players to highlight the 49ers roster. Now, if the 49ers want to win Super Bowl 54, these players that I just listed are going to have a big game. And these are the players that are going to have to stand out in Super Bowl 54. After the type of championship game that the 49ers had against the Packers, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to throw the football more than 8 times if the 49ers want to have a chance at winning this game. And he's going to have some great passes and some long passes to throw off that Chiefs defense. Jimmy Garoppolo is definitely going to have to throw the football in Super Bowl 54. George Kittle has been one of the best tight ends in the NFC and in the NFL. So now that the 49ers are in Super Bowl 54, it's time for George Kittle to show off his tight end skills. George Kittle is also going to have a big game, have a lot of yards and a lot of catches and a few touchdowns if the 49ers want to win this game. With the type of performance that Raheem Morset had against the Packers defense in the championship game, this is going to have to carry on to Super Bowl 54 if the 49ers want to have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. Raheem Morset is going to have a big game against the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54. I don't think he's going to have 220 yards like he did back in the championship game, but he's definitely going to have over 100 rushing yards. And if the 49ers can have a running game in Super Bowl 54, they're going to have a higher chance at getting to that Chiefs defense, but also winning Super Bowl 54. So Raheem Morset is definitely going to have to show up. But if you take a look at the Chiefs-Titans game in the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs were able to stop that Titans running game, especially Derrick Henry. They were able to hold him to under 100 yards. And if the Chiefs do that to Raheem Morset in Super Bowl 54, I don't know if the 49ers are going to have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. But Raheem Morset's definitely going to have a big game, and he's definitely going to have to be a huge factor in this game. Also, with Jimmy Garoppolo having to throw the football more than what he did in the championship game, Emmanuel Sanders and Deebo Samuel are also going to have a big game. Get a lot of yards and a lot of catches and a few touchdowns if they want to have a chance at putting points on the scoreboard, but also winning Super Bowl 54. Taking a look at the defense, the 49ers defense is going to have to show up, especially Nick Bosa and that front four. If that front four can get to Patrick Mahomes early in the game and get in his head, but they can stop that explosive Chiefs offense from getting a lot of yards and scoring a lot of points, the 49ers will have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. But the main key to the 49ers winning Super Bowl 54 is their defense showing up, and their defense showing why they were the number one defense in the NFL this season. And it's all going to start with their front four. Nick Bosa's going to have a great game, and Richard Sherman is definitely going to have to be a huge factor in this game, like he was in the championship game and like he's been in the playoffs with the 49ers, but especially with the Seahawks. So we're definitely going to have to see Nick Bosa and Richard Sherman show up in this game and have a big game. So the keys to the 49ers winning Super Bowl 54 is their offense showing up, Jimmy Garoppolo having a big game, throwing the football more than 8 times, using George Kittle, Emmanuel Sanders, Double Samuel, throwing the football to him, having those guys getting a lot of yards, a few touchdowns. The 49ers are going to have to score a lot of points if they want to have a chance at winning this game. Their defense is going to have to show up. If their front four plays great and they can get to Patrick Mahomes in that Chiefs offense and stop that Chiefs offense from scoring a lot of points, and the 49ers defense shows why they were the number one defense in the NFL this season, the 49ers will have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. Now, taking a look at the Chiefs, for the first time in 50 years, the Chiefs are the AFC champions. This is the Chiefs' first Super Bowl appearance since the 1969 season. The Chiefs beat the Vikings in Super Bowl 4. That was the last time the Chiefs have appeared in a Super Bowl. So the Chiefs definitely want to win Super Bowl 54. If the Chiefs win Super Bowl 54, they will end the second longest Super Bowl title drought among teams that have already won a Super Bowl. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid will be the 24th head coach in NFL history to appear in more than one Super Bowl. Andy Reid led the Eagles to Super Bowl 39 back in 2004, and the Eagles lost to the Patriots in Super Bowl 39. So now that Andy Reid has led the Chiefs to Super Bowl 54, he definitely wants to beat the 49ers in Super Bowl 54. Patrick Mahomes becomes the first quarterback from the AFC's new generation to appear in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes will be the 5th youngest quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes joins Dan Marino and Kurt Warner as the only players who have won an MVP and reached the Super Bowl within their first 3 seasons. Travis Kelce has the most recorded yards per game by a tight end in the playoffs. The Chiefs landed up finishing the 2019 season with a 12-4 record. They clinched a playoff spot for the 6th time in the last 7 seasons under head coach Andy Reid. They won the AFC West for the 4th straight season, and they were the 2nd seed in the AFC throughout the playoffs with home field advantage. Now, if we take a look at the Chiefs' schedule, this is how they reached Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs landed up finishing the regular season on a winning streak and being one of the best teams in the AFC this season. The highlight of the Chiefs throughout the playoffs was how they were down against their opponent in both the divisional round and in the championship round, and how they were able to come back and beat their opponents, especially in the divisional round. And that is one of the reasons as to why the Chiefs are playing in Super Bowl 54. Now, if we take a look at the divisional round, the Chiefs went against the Texans. The Chiefs were down 24-0, and you would have thought the Chiefs are going to lose this game and be eliminated in the playoffs. And the Texans are going to move on to the AFC Championship game since they had this big lead. But the Chiefs did not give up in this game. And especially in the second half of the game, they came out. Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense, they lit up that scoreboard. And they were able to score 51 points against the Texans in the divisional round. And the Chiefs landed up having a great game against the Texans in the divisional round. And they landed up beating the Texans in this game 51-31. And they eliminated Deshaun Watson and the Texans. And the Texans thought they were moving on to the AFC Championship game since they had this big lead against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs didn't score any points. But Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs spoiled that opportunity for the Texans in the divisional round. And then moving on to the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs went against the Titans in the AFC Championship game. And after the Chiefs lost to the Patriots in last year's AFC Championship game in Kansas City, at the end of the game in overtime, the Chiefs were hosting the AFC Championship game again this year. And they were not going to lose to the Titans in the AFC Championship game this year in Kansas City. The Titans had such a great season, especially in the second half of the regular season, which led into the playoffs. The Titans were definitely a surprise team in the playoffs, especially in the AFC. They were able to knock out the Patriots in the wild card round, the Ravens, the best team in the AFC, in the divisional round. That's the reason why the Chiefs had home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the AFC, because the Ravens got eliminated. So the Chiefs got to host the AFC Championship game. The reason why the Titans got to the AFC Championship game was because of the way they were playing, especially on offense with quarterback Ryan Tannehill, but especially running back Derrick Henry, with the type of games that he was having against his opponents. And he was running and rushing for many yards. He was getting over 100 yards, 150 yards, 200 yards. He was having big games against the opponents, especially in the playoffs. And with Derrick Henry getting the amount of yards and touchdowns that he did, especially in the playoffs, that's one of the reasons why the Titans made it to the AFC Championship game. But unfortunately for the Titans, their season came to an end in the AFC Championship game because the Chiefs showed the rest of the NFL why they were now the best team in the AFC in the playoffs. They were able to stop the Titans from scoring a lot of points, even though they were down in the first quarter and the Titans had the lead. After the first quarter, the Titans couldn't keep up, and the Chiefs just lit up the scoreboard with points, which was led by Patrick Mahomes in that Chiefs offense. And the Chiefs showed that they were going to be the best team in the AFC. And unfortunately for the Titans, their season came to an end after Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense scored a lot of points. They lit up the scoreboard. The Chiefs defense was able to stop that Titans offense, especially in the second half of the game. They contained Derrick Henry and held him under 100 yards. So the Chiefs, they punched their ticket to Super Bowl 54. And this will be the first time they have played in the Super Bowl and won the AFC in the last 50 years. Now, taking a look at Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches in the NFL. And there's no doubt that he's one of the best head coaches in the NFL. With the type of career that he's had as a head coach, The only thing that is holding back Andy Reid from being one of the best head coaches to ever coach in the NFL is winning a Super Bowl title. Andy Reid has took his team to the Super Bowl, but he has never won the Super Bowl. And if Andy Reid can win Super Bowl 54 with the Chiefs, there is no doubt Andy Reid will be one of the best head coaches in NFL history. And winning the Super Bowl title will be the icing on the cake for Andy Reid. And going into the future, once Andy Reid calls it a career as a head coach and retires from the NFL, there's no doubt that Andy Reid will be a Hall of Famer. But if he can add a Super Bowl title to his resume, that will be even better. And this is only the beginning of the Chiefs. They could have reached Super Bowl 53, but they lost in the AFC Championship game last year. This year, they reached Super Bowl 54, and they have a chance at winning the Super Bowl. This is only the beginning of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I guarantee you, for the rest of Patrick Mahomes' career, and as long as he plays for the Chiefs will make it into the playoffs every year, possibly win the AFC West almost every year. They're going to reach the AFC Championship game many times, and believe me, they're going to be playing in many Super Bowls going into the future. This is only the first. And the Chiefs, they're going to become the Patriots, and they're going to become the new team to beat in the AFC going into the future. Now, if we take a look at the Chiefs, on offense, they got Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, LaShawn McCoy. On defense, they got Terrell Suggs, Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones. That's just some of the players to highlight the Chiefs roster. Now, if we take a look at the Chiefs, here's the key to the Chiefs winning Super Bowl 54. There's no doubt that the Chiefs offense is going to show up in Super Bowl 54 like they've had throughout the playoffs and during the regular season. There's no doubt that Patrick Mahomes is definitely going to have a big game, even though the Chiefs offense is going against a number one defense in the NFL. If Patrick Mahomes can light up the scoreboard with a lot of points and have a big game against the 49ers, especially their defense, there's no doubt that the Chiefs are going to win Super Bowl 54. And believe me, I don't even see the Chiefs losing Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs are actually favored to win Super Bowl 54. And if their offense can show up and score a lot of points, they're going to win Super Bowl 54. And it's all going to begin with Patrick Mahomes and the type of game that he has. The Chiefs' offense is definitely going to have to show up, especially Patrick Mahomes. The offense is going to have a big game, and it's all going to start with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, and LaShawn McCoy. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to use Travis Kelce in Super Bowl 54. And Travis Kelce is going to have to show why he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL right now. And he's been doing that throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. But now that the Chiefs are in Super Bowl 54, it's time for Travis Kelce to shine in Super Bowl 54 and show what he is capable of. If Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce show up in this game, they get a lot of yards, and they score a few touchdowns, the Chiefs will win Super Bowl 54. And it's going to begin with the type of game that Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce have, because both of these players are hard to contain, and they're both hard to stop. And many opposing teams have a hard time stopping Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And if they have a big game, that's it. The Chiefs are Super Bowl 54 champions. Also, Sammy Watkins is going to have to show up and have a big game. The Chiefs are going to have a running game with LaShawn McCoy. The Chiefs' offense is definitely going to be led by Patrick Mahomes and by the throws that he makes. So we're going to have to wait and see how many times Patrick Mahomes throws the football, how many yards Patrick Mahomes gets, how many touchdowns. So it's definitely going to be a passing game for the Chiefs. But they're also going to want to have a running game. The 49ers defense is definitely going to have a huge challenge in stopping the Chiefs offense from lighting up the scoreboard. And they're going to have to stop Patrick Mahomes from having a big game. And they're also going to have to contain Tyreek Hill, but especially Travis Kelce. And if the 49ers defense cannot stop that passing game, which will be led by Patrick Mahomes, they will not have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. So we're going to have to wait and see who wins Super Bowl 54. But if that Chiefs offense shows up and has a big game, there's no doubt the Chiefs will win Super Bowl 54. And taking a look at the Chiefs defense, the Chiefs defense is going to have to play great against that 49ers offense. And if they can contain Raheem Mostert from having a big game, getting a lot of yards, and getting a lot of touchdowns, like the way they contained Derrick Henry in the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs will have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. All they got to do is stop Raheem Mostert from having a big game and having a huge running game. The Chiefs defense is definitely going to want to stop that 49ers run game, because the 49ers are definitely going to depend on that run game, and the Chiefs are going to have to stop that 49ers run game. They're also going to have to stop Jimmy Garoppolo from having a big game. If the Chiefs can contain that 49ers run game, the Chiefs will have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54, because that's definitely going to be the main strategy that the 49ers are going to use in Super Bowl 54 is their run game. And the Chiefs defense is going to have to stop that 49ers passing game. And if the Chiefs can stop that 49ers passing game, then the Chiefs will have a chance at winning Super Bowl 54. And if the Chiefs stop that 49ers run game, then the 49ers are going to have to depend on that passing game. And if they can contend Jimmy Garoppolo from having a big passing game and using George Kittle, his main target, and Emmanuel Sanders from having big games with a lot of yards, a lot of catches, and a few touchdowns, the Chiefs will win Super Bowl 54 if they can contain the running game and then get to the passing game and stop that passing game and have Jimmy Garoppolo throw the football many times. But if the Chiefs can contain the passing game and stop Jimmy Garoppolo from having to throw the football a lot of times, there's no reason why the Chiefs wouldn't win Super Bowl 54. So we're going to have to wait and see who wins Super Bowl 54. But right now I'm going to give you my Super Bowl 54 prediction. The Chiefs are favored by a few points to win Super Bowl 54. And I believe that the Chiefs are going to show up and just show that they're the better team, especially with having Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense is definitely going to show up. The Chiefs offense is probably going to have a big game, which will be led by Patrick Mahomes. I know Patrick Mahomes is going to have a big game. And I really think the Chiefs will win a close game to the 49ers in Super Bowl 54. But whoever wins Super Bowl 54, they're not going to blow out the other team. It's definitely going to be a close game, and we're going to have to wait and see who wins Super Bowl 54. It should definitely be a great game. I would like to see the 49ers win Super Bowl 54 because the Chiefs are in the same division as the Broncos since they're in the AFC West. So deep down, I'm rooting for the 49ers to win Super Bowl 54, but I really think the Chiefs are going to show up in Super Bowl 54 and show that they're the best team in the NFL because they have Patrick Mahomes. I know Patrick Mahomes is going to show up and have a big game, so I really think that the Chiefs will win Super Bowl 54. Right now, I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the NBA. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to NBA basketball. So unfortunately, this past week, we had some breaking news come out of the NBA, and some very devastating breaking news came out of the NBA. So unfortunately, Kobe Bryant died on Sunday, January 26. Kobe Bryant was one of 9 people who died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. He was 41 years old. His daughter Gianna was also with him in the helicopter, and she died in the crash. She was 13 years old. According to multiple reports, Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the 7 other people in his private helicopter were on their way to the Mamba Academy for a basketball practice in Thousand Oaks, California, before the helicopter crash. Right now, this helicopter crash is an ongoing investigation, and the cause of the crash is being investigated. The weather was likely one of the causes of the crash, and in the coming weeks and months, more information will be released by the investigators in regards to the crash. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players in NBA history, and there's no doubt that Kobe Bryant was one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. Kobe Bryant entered the NBA straight out of high school. Kobe Bryant was drafted with the 13th pick by the Hornets in the 1996 NBA draft before he was traded to the Lakers, which was one of the best moves that the Lakers probably ever did in franchise history by trading for Kobe Bryant. And there's no doubt that Kobe Bryant was one of the best players to ever wear a Lakers uniform and to play in the NBA. But Kobe Bryant was definitely one of the best players to ever play for the Lakers. In 1996, at the age of 18, Kobe Bryant became the youngest player to play in the NBA. Kobe Bryant is a 5-time NBA champion. He won 2 NBA Finals MVP awards. He had 18 All-Star appearances. His 4 All-Star MVP awards are tied with Bob Pettit for the most in NBA history. He had 15 selections to an All-NBA team. He won the MVP award in 2008, and he won 2 Olympic gold medals in 2008 and in 2012 as a member of the U.S. national team. Kobe Bryant played his entire 20-year NBA career with the Lakers. At age 34 and 104 days of age, he became the youngest player in NBA history to reach 30,000 career points. He became the all-time leader scorer in Lakers franchise history on February 1st, 2010, when he surpassed Jerry West. Every major scoring record in the Lakers record book belongs to him, and he became the first player in NBA history to have 2 jersey numbers, number 8 and number 24, retired by the same franchise, the Lakers. Kobe Bryant wore number 8 for 10 seasons. He had 8 All-Star selections. He had 4 first-team All-NBA. He won 3 championships, and he had 16,866 career points. Kobe Bryant wore number 24 for 10 seasons. He had 10 All-Star selections. He had 7 first-team All-NBA. He won 2 championships, and he had 16,777 career points. Kobe Bryant scored more points wearing number 8 and 24 individually than 91 Hall of Famers had in their entire NBA careers. The day before Kobe Bryant died in the Lakers 76ers game, LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant to move into 3rd in the all-time scoring list. Kobe Bryant finished his career as the NBA's 3rd leading scorer in NBA history, and in his final social media post, he congratulated LeBron James for continuing to move the game forward. After Kobe Bryant's NBA career, he won an Oscar for a short film, Dear Basketball, in 2018. He wrote a best-selling book, and he produced numerous other forms of programming aimed at children. Kobe Bryant will officially be inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame and be a part of the class of 2020. So now talking about this devastating news about Kobe Bryant. When I saw this come across, the first time I saw that Kobe Bryant died on Sunday, January 26th, it was a notification on my cell phone. And I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, is this really true? That Kobe Bryant just died? But after turning on the TV, watching the news and almost every channel talking about Kobe Bryant, it was true that Kobe Bryant passed away on January 26th. With the passing of Kobe Bryant, this was devastating news to everybody around the world, especially to the NBA community. All the current players on the Lakers roster were on their way back to Los Angeles from Philadelphia when they found out that Kobe Bryant passed away. This was devastating news to the Lakers organization, to the city of Los Angeles, to the NBA community, to all current and former NBA players that played for the Lakers, or if they didn't play for the Lakers, to all head coaches, current head coaches, former head coaches. This was just devastating news to everyone in the entire NBA. And to all of sports, no matter if it was the NBA or it wasn't the NBA. And it was just devastating to everyone that is a fan of the Lakers, that is a fan of the NBA, a fan of another team in the NBA, people that don't even like the NBA, people that are fans of other leagues and sports, even people that are not fans of the NBA or don't follow sports, or they don't like sports, or they're not fans of sports. It was devastating to everyone that personally knew Kobe Bryant, and it even hit people that didn't know Kobe Bryant, no matter if it's a regular, everyday person, a celebrity, former players, current players in the NBA or in other leagues. It was devastating to everyone. And this news of Kobe Bryant and his daughter passing away was probably the most devastating thing that the Bryant family had to hear. This was probably devastating to Vanessa Bryant and all of Kobe's and Vanessa's daughters and their entire family. And I can only imagine how Vanessa Bryant and her family feels after hearing this devastating news of Kobe Bryant and the daughter passing away. I don't even know how Vanessa Bryant feels about how Kobe Bryant and the daughter passed away. This is devastating to Vanessa and to the rest of the family, because Kobe and the daughter left for the day and they're never coming back home. I can only imagine how that feels to him, especially to Vanessa, knowing that her husband's never coming home ever again. One of her daughters is never coming home ever again. She's not going to see neither one of them ever again. I can only imagine how it feels to the daughters losing their father, losing a sister, to Vanessa losing her husband, a daughter, and to the entire Bryant family on losing Kobe Bryant and one of his daughters. This was devastating to everyone, no matter if you knew Kobe Bryant or you didn't know Kobe Bryant, or if you knew his family or you didn't know his family. Everyone that knows who Kobe Bryant is was devastated by this news. It's unfortunate that Kobe Bryant died at a young age. And with Kobe Bryant just retiring from the NBA a few years ago, this was only the beginning of Kobe Bryant's post-NBA career. And Kobe Bryant still had a lot of years ahead of him. And who knows what Kobe Bryant would have done if he was still alive and if he got to live until he was a senior in his 70s, 80s, or 90s. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And for his daughter, with the potential that she had going into the future as a basketball player, wanting to play for UConn, playing the WNBA, she had a bright future ahead of her, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Both Kobe Bryant and his daughter had a bright future ahead of them. It's not going to happen. They died at a young age. It's unfortunate that they had to die the way they did. They had a bright future. Who knows what they would have done going into the future? No one will ever know. It's unfortunate the way they had to die, and that they had to die at a young age. They still had a lot of years ahead of them. And we're not going to see what they're going to do going into the future. It's really just sad to see that Kobe Bryant's gone. The NBA, the Lakers, and the rest of the world lost a great leader, a great NBA player, a great ambassador to the world. Kobe Bryant is definitely going to be missed. If you're taking a look at the news, everywhere that you go, no matter if it's in the public, if you're going on a computer or your smartphone, you're seeing everything is about Kobe Bryant. You can't go on anything without seeing Kobe Bryant featured at the top and being the main storyline. It's unfortunate that Kobe Bryant had to pass away at a young age, and he had a lot of potential going into the future. Kobe Bryant had such a great career in the NBA, especially for the Lakers. And if you're taking a look at the news, you're just seeing how everyone's sad and coming together to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy, especially when he was a player for the Lakers. Everyone is honoring Kobe Bryant's legacy as a player for the Lakers and in the NBA. If you watch the news, the people that live in Los Angeles are going to the Staples Center, to the Lakers training facility to honor Kobe Bryant. there's a memorial outside the Staples Center in the Lakers training facility that is being built by fans of the Lakers, by fans of the NBA, and by everyone else. It's sad that Kobe Bryant died. And the world, the NBA, and the Lakers are definitely going to miss Kobe Bryant. This past week, the Lakers had a game against the Clippers at the Staples Center, and that game was postponed, and it will be made up at a later date. So we're going to have to wait and see when that game gets played. It'll be later on this season. Also, Vanessa Bryant had a post on Instagram thanking all the millions of people around the world for their condolences for Kobe Bryant and for her daughter, and being thankful for all the support from everyone around the world, from the NBA and from the Lakers. Everyone is going to miss Kobe Bryant, no matter if you knew Kobe Bryant or you didn't know Kobe Bryant. The Lakers organization is going to miss Kobe Bryant. The fans are going to miss Kobe Bryant. Current and former NBA players are going to miss Kobe Bryant. Current and former head coaches are going to miss Kobe Bryant. Players in other leagues are going to miss Kobe Bryant. Everyday people are going to miss Kobe Bryant. The media is going to miss Kobe Bryant. Everyone around the world is going to miss Kobe Bryant. In the next few weeks, according to multiple reports, a planned public memorial for Kobe Bryant is supposed to be planned, and it's in the makings right now. And in the next few weeks, there will be a public memorial for Kobe Bryant in Los Angeles. We're going to have to wait and see when that is, but it is going to be in Los Angeles, and they're debating if it's going to be at the Staples Center or at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And they do know they're going to expect a lot of people at Kobe Bryant's memorial. So the plannings for his memorial is in the making, and they want everyone that can to attend that memorial. So they're definitely going to choose a facility that can hold the amount of people that they're expecting to get at Kobe Bryant's memorial. And we're going to have to wait and see when that memorial is, but it is going to be at Los Angeles, and it's likely going to be at the Staples Center or at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And that memorial will be open to the public, and that will be the time that everyone around the world and everyone in Los Angeles can honor Kobe Bryant's legacy. It's unfortunate that Kobe Bryant died, and there's no doubt that everyone around the world is going to miss Kobe Bryant. But now, and going into the future, we can all honor the life of Kobe Bryant and the legacy that Kobe Bryant left on this planet. So we all need to honor Kobe Bryant's legacy going into the future. So rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. And the whole world is definitely going to miss you. LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant to move into third in the all-time scoring list. Only Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are in front of LeBron James. Now, taking a look at LeBron James, there's no doubt he's one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. And when he calls it a career, there's no doubt he will be a Hall of Famer, and he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer with the type of career that he's had in the NBA. And this is one of the main milestones in LeBron James's career in the NBA, is being third in the all-time scoring list and passing Kobe Bryant. And we're going to have to wait and see how many more seasons LeBron James plays in the NBA. But he has a chance at passing Karl Malone, and he also has a chance at catching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar holds the all-time record on the scoring list. And we're going to have to wait and see if LeBron James can pass Karl Malone or catch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But there's no doubt that LeBron James is one of the best players in the NBA, and he's also one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. JJ Redick moved into 14 in all-time three-pointers made. Devin Booker became the youngest guard in NBA history to reach 7,000 points. In the Clippers Heat game, Kawhi Leonard recorded his first career triple-double. So right now I'm going to update you with the current schedule for the Nuggets. I'm going to tell you every team the Nuggets went up against this past week and the final scores of those games. And I'm also going to tell you who the Nuggets go up against in the next week. To start off, last week the Nuggets beat the Pelicans 113-106. The Nuggets beat the Rockets 117-110. And the Nuggets lost to the Grizzlies 104-96. This week the Nuggets go against the Jazz, the Bucks, the Pistons, the Trailblazers, and the Jazz again in Utah. So that's the current schedule for the Nuggets, for the teams they went up against this past week, and the final scores of those games. And that's also who the Nuggets go up against in the next week. In the Week 13 NBA Power Rankings, the current top 10 NBA basketball teams are the Bucks, Lakers, Celtics, Heat, Clippers, Jazz, Rockets, Nuggets, Raptors, and Mavericks. Moving on now to NHL hockey. So right now I'm going to update you with the current schedule for the Avalanche. I'm going to tell you every team the Avalanche went up against this past week and the final scores of those games. And I'm also going to tell you who the Avalanche go up against in the next week. To start off, last week the Avalanche went up against the Sharks, and the Avalanche beat the Sharks 4-0. The Avalanche went against the Blues, and the Avalanche beat the Blues 5-3. The Avalanche went against the Red Wings, and the Avalanche beat the Red Wings 6-3. This week, the Avalanche go against the Flyers and the Sabres. So that's the current schedule for the Avalanche, for the teams the Avalanche went up against this past week, and the final scores of those games. And that's also who the Avalanche go up against in the next week. Right now I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about college football and college basketball. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to college football. LSU and head coach Ed Orgeron have agreed to a 6-year contract extension. Moving on now to college basketball. In the college basketball AP Top 10 poll, the current top 10 college basketball teams are Gonzaga, Ohio State, Louisville, Duke, Kansas, Oregon, Baylor, Auburn, Memphis, and Villanova. Right now I'm going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I will talk about the end of the show. Welcome back to All Sports with Gerardo. Moving on now to end the show. What to watch for this week in sports. The 49ers go against the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54 on Sunday, February 2nd, down in Miami. The NFL Honors Awards, NFL football, college basketball, the Nuggets, NBA basketball, the Avalanche, NHL hockey. Moving on now, on the next show, I will talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NHL hockey, college football, and college basketball. I hope you all have a great weekend. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next Thursday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. I want to say thank you to everybody that listens to All Sports through Met Radio here on mymetmedia.com. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo.